Dime tú qué puedo hacer. No me quieres ya y siempre estaré llorando por tu amor.
Welcome everyone to another episode of The First Watch. I'm Dan LaMarca. As always, I'm joined by Tom Osborne, aka Ozzy. How are you, Oz?
Good. What's going on, guys?
I'm also joined, as always, by Dave Eggers. How are you, Dave?
How many drivers does a buggy have?
Sometimes there's a buggy.
Sometimes there's a buggy.
Sometimes there's a buggy. We are talking today, in case, only the real heads will get that one. Mulholland Drive. This is, I've said it on the previous episode, this is my favorite film of all time. That's a tough one to bring to this kind of forum.
I think so. Because, I'm trying to think if...
Especially one that's weird.
I'm trying to think if, my favorite is one of the ones we watched, but Blazing Saddles is definitely on my top 5.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's so funny because it's There Will Be Blood
Very
is
good.
my number 2 all time, but it's so much less
Divisive.
I'm not putting myself out there with it.
No, I don't
You know
think
what
so.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is your favorite movie. People are going to be like, what?
Yeah, I was thinking.
Fucking
Obviously,
weirdo,
I know,
dude.
I was
Something
thinking.
up with this guy.
I was thinking about some of the top movies, on looking at the ranking list and stuff, and I was like, didn't you say Handmaiden is also on your?
It's on my top 25.
Yeah. There's a few of them. There's a lot of Dan's tops on these lists.
Listen, got good taste. What do you want?
Yeah. No. I just
You know what the common theme is with Dan's movie taste.
Gotta have tits.
I would say lesbian.
He loves
Love
girl
stories.
on girl smut. That's
Yeah.
that's
I
what
mean,
he
who
loves.
doesn't?
Excuse me, Daniel Plainview barely saw a woman the whole movie.
Who?
There will be.
Oh.
Not a lot.
No. I was talking about.
Yes, I know
I
what
was
you're
like, what?
talking about. So anyway, Mulholland Drive.
The funny story about that.
About what?
That I looked up because
Okay.
I was a little confused about something involving the smut.
In this movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to take a guess what it was?
I have no idea.
So when there's a scene,
dangerous
obviously, where there
avenue.
are naked women,
There is a scene.
there's a blurred. And I was like, was that in the movie? Or
You watched the blurred version.
it was on Amazon. So
What? No, it's not.
the one I watched on Amazon was blurred.
Really?
But not the top, just the bottom.
Oh.
And so I was like,
Wait, what?
is it supposed to be? And apparently what I read was that there was a tentative deal, but also Lynch did it in the DVD style release and stuff like that, so
Yes.
it wouldn't be screen grabbed and put out there.
Correct.
Yeah.
This
Which
is
is so
interesting.
quick and you barely
This
notice
is
it,
a
but I was like, is
very
this part of the dream
interesting
sequence?
way to start
Yeah.
this episode. That is, yeah.
So when you watched it this time?
No, not
it wasn't?
blurred. No.
Interesting. It's not, it's not
I
oh my
watched it
God,
on
the movie's
Amazon.
ruined, but Amazon's weird at my house.
You
I don't know
think
what's
Dan
going
watched
on.
the blurred version? Come on.
I have
Well, I
it on
didn't know
DVD right next to you.
I didn't know if it was accessible. I don't know if that was just nope, only in theaters, buddy.
That's
I was
so
like, all
funny.
right, well,
It's on Greedo shot first.
yeah,
That's right.
kind of
Vagina blur.
situation.
That's right.
Yeah, the dancing alien really threw me in this movie too.
Well, we get close.
yeah, we did.
All right, Mulholland Drive.
Yeah.
So, a lot to talk about before we talk about the movie. This is also hilariously. So this will be the second movie that we're doing our new style of kind of recap.
Mm-hmm.
Going to be real fun for me to try to recap this movie and doing the broad overview.
You had a week or two.
So, some table setting, some stuff to talk about around this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, number one, David Lynch is my guy. He's him and Paul Thomas Anderson are literally my two guys that I just love all their stuff, love everything they do. So I've seen everything David Lynch has done. Very interesting, very tail end of his career here. Second to last movie, Inland Empire, is the only movie that comes after this, and that's in 2006. This Mulholland Drive is 2001. And we'll do some of the classic stuff now. So premiered at Cannes, and Lynch won Best Director at Cannes. It was a tie with the Coen brothers for The Man Who Wasn't There, which is really interesting. So they shared the Best Director at Cannes.
Tie? I didn't know they did that.
A couple times they did.
Shared MVP.
That's right. Just like Peyton Manning and Adrian Peterson.
Ridiculous. Well, then you're not the most. You're one of the most.
That's right.
Isn't that how that works?
That's right. Then also at the Oscars, this film got 1 Academy Award nomination.
Ooh, hold on.
Best Director.
Okay.
How interesting is that? There are so many. It's very, very strange. Everything.
Did he write it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then it's just interesting that it's just.
But that's
Best
every.
Director.
This clearly, I think
I think it was maybe getting him one.
he's definitely been nominated before. He was nominated for Elephant Man and I think Blue Velvet.
No. But I mean, like, were they like, we got to get him one?
Well, he didn't win.
Oh, he didn't win.
No.
For some reason, I thought he won.
No. That
Okay.
that was Ron Howard for A Beautiful Mind, which is a choice. But we should let's talk about those Oscars really quick because
This was 2001.
yeah, I've said before, I think I said it maybe last week, that I have Naomi Watts in this movie to me is I think my favorite performance, and my next favorite performance, and it's like 1A 1B, is Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood. So it is kind of like I think.
Oh, I thought you meant. I thought you were talking about it in this movie. I was like, Daniel Day-Lewis was not in this movie.
No, he was not in this movie. But yeah, so these 2001 Oscars, she was not nominated at all. There were a couple of critics, like film circles, that I think gave her a win flat out, which is pretty cool. But
we're gonna talk about her acting in this for sure.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
It's pretty insane. So 2001 Oscars, Beautiful Mind was the big one. So 1 Best Picture, 1 Best Director. So the other director nominations, it was Ron Howard for A Beautiful Mind winning, Ridley Scott for Black Hawk Down, which is really good.
never seen it.
Really good. Robert Altman for Gosford Park, which is funny because he never won an Oscar either, and this was his last movie.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Jackson for a little film called The Fellowship of the Ring,
I've heard of that.
and David Lynch for Mulholland Drive. So, funnily enough, in my opinion, obviously the worst of those 5 wins, similar to Best Picture. Which, interesting for Best Picture, so it's A Beautiful Mind, Gosford Park, Fellowship of the Ring, and then 2 different ones from director. We have In the Bedroom, which is a really great Todd Field movie, which if you like Tar, that's Todd Field director.
I might have to check that out.
Pretty good.
Tar
Pretty
was
good movie.
Really, really good.
And then Moulin Rouge, Baz Luhrmann nominated.
It's
Yeah.
a good movie too.
Pretty interesting. And then when you go to actor and actress, Denzel wins for Training Day.
Mm-hmm.
Halle Berry wins for Monsters Ball.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorites here is, so Jim Broadbent wins for Iris, but Ethan Hawke's nominated for Training Day also. And Ben Kingsley in one of my favorite performances in Sexy Beast, which is a fantastic movie.
I don't think
Jonathan
I've ever seen
Glazer
it.
movie.
Ben Kingsley's
He's
usually pretty great.
He's outrageously good in that movie. And then Ian McKellen as Gandalf.
Mm-hmm.
And John Voight for Ali playing Howard Cosell, which is very interesting.
I didn't see it.
Very interesting.
But
it is bizarre.
I'm sure it's-
you almost don't even know this. John Voight is very strange.
What a fall his
Well,
career has had.
Well, sure. That's
And-
a whole different
okay,
story.
Yeah.
Supporting actress Jennifer Connelly wins for A Beautiful Mind. You get Helen Mirren in Gosford Park, Maggie Smith in Gosford Park, Marissa Tomei in The Bedroom, and Kate Winslet, our Titanic girl, for Iris.
Mm-hmm.
And then, cool. So it's a good year for movies. It's just not a great year for movies in the Oscars because for Best Screenplay, Original Screenplay, so Gosford Park wins Julian Fellowes' script, which is cool. Also nominated Amelie, Memento,
Great movie.
and The Royal Tenenbaums.
Another good movie.
Pretty cool list of movies coming out that year. It's just so happens that a lot of them aren't nominated for that much stuff.
That's crazy that Memento. Memento wasn't nominated?
It was nominated for Best Screenplay.
That's it.
Yes.
That's kind of wild.
I mean, that's his first big movie.
That's fine.
It's always interesting to me with the Oscars when you have the best picture doesn't track with the best director. Mm-hmm. I know those are separate things, but to me, it needs to go hand in hand, right? I mean, if you're gonna be nominated for best director, then the movie is probably really good.
Like, I don't think you have to win, but I think you should be nominated.
I think the problem is there's 10. At this point, there were just 5, but now there's 10 Best Picture nominees, but only 5 director, and 5 for the rest. So
now you have less of that.
Yeah. And then for adapted screenplay, A Beautiful Mind wins, but In the Bedroom's nominated, Fellowship of the Ring's nominated, Ghost World is nominated, which is a great movie. Another really cool nomination that's like, where was this for anything else? And then I could give you 100 guesses for what Best Adapted Screenplay, the 5th nomination is. A little film starring an ogre and a donkey named Shrek. That's nominated
good.
For Best Adapted Screenplay.
I give that something.
That is hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. But anyway. So,
didn't they have animated by then?
Yeah, and it won.
But I guess it makes sense.
But this was for screenplay.
I think it's good. I think
animated movies don't often get nominated for best screenplay.
I know, but I think Shrek being a parody kind of works for that, and being like such a like, hey, you know all those Disney movies and kid movies you've seen? We're gonna turn that shit upside down real quick.
Well, all that I'm saying is there's some movies that maybe could have taken that spot.
I'm sure.
Mulholland Drive was not nominated for best screenplay, for example.
Fair.
But
whoever directed
have you
Shrek
seen Shrek? Come on.
was not nominated for best director. If that makes you feel any better.
It doesn't, but thank you. No, I think I just think it's interesting to look at the year in film a little bit, and I do think.
I think it's kind of weird that not weird, but coincidental that Memento and this came out the same year.
Yeah,
that is interesting to me.
Some parallels.
Fellowship should have won.
A little bit.
All right.
Fellowship should have won picture and directing. Tell you what.
I could see director.
It
ended up winning.
I'll tell you that.
It ended up winning all the
effects.
Two Towers and Return of the King ended up.
Return of the King
was
you finally finished the trilogy. Here's all your awards. So let's talk about how the film was made a little bit.
Okay.
Because it has an interesting journey. It was brought on as a TV pilot for ABC.
So I
read a little bit about this.
I did hear a little bit about this.
So Lynch films it as a TV pilot for ABC. Gives them I think a 88-minute pilot, saying it'll be a 2-hour block. The rest is commercials. A lot of that pilot is in this movie, flat out.
Okay. So
we'll talk.
Come back to
we'll talk. ABC exec watches it and is like, "What the fuck is this?"
Sounds about right.
It's like, this is what we're paying for.
Yeah.
Now the funny thing is, he made Twin Peaks not that long before this.
Where did that air?
ABC, and it's very fucking strange.
To be fair, I've never watched Twin Peaks.
It's very strange.
I understand that, but I think that's the whole billing, right?
Was Twin Peaks commercially?
This is the guy.
Yeah, but
so Twin Peaks was the most popular show for its first season. It was a phenomenon. It was in the culture. It was parodied on SNL. It was all over the place.
Yeah.
And then it fell off a cliff in season 2. And everyone turned on it and didn't like it.
So we're going to tangent just because.
Okay.
So Twin Peaks, I have never seen it, but I'm going to guess what it's about.
Okay.
So
this is an interesting.
So it's kind of like this paranormal show where like the weird things go on in this town, and each episode is about a weird thing, give or take, instead of much more of like a through line.
No, it's much more of a through line.
Oh, it is much more of a through line. Okay. There's weird stuff happening throughout, correct?
Oh yeah.
So like right out the gate.
Oh yeah.
So where I think that differs from a lot of this is like it doesn't start out
this movie
as weird.
This film.
Yeah.
What are you talking
watch
about?
The opening scene?
No, yeah. But that doesn't. The opening scene is the car scene.
No, the opening scene is the jitterbug contest. People dancing.
Yeah, but that's not that weird.
Okay. Have you watched normal movies?
Yeah, I guess.
Also,
This is just how Davy's mind sees stuff.
like 10
Yeah,
minutes
totally.
into the movie is the Winky's diner scene.
Oh yeah. That no, that's the thing. So like it gets weird, but there's not.
That's pretty quick.
Hold
dude.
on.
That's pretty
hold
quick.
on. Do your summary, and we'll get back to this.
So the execs hate it, and apparently there's some talk about like people are watching the dailies and being like, "What the fuck is going on?" And like Justin Theroux in an interview I was watching tells a story of like they get the dailies and they're looking at it, and it's like 8 hours of him just turning over his shoulder and looking at Naomi Watts as she walks in. And he's like, I just don't think they were really into the idea of letting him do this. Lynch, I mean, is classically like very hostile towards anything that doesn't have to do with the art of it. And it's just like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Like he has a big tirade on when he finally does Twin Peaks: The Return. He does a big tirade. There's its own film that's like about, I don't give a fuck if we're behind schedule. We need this set. We're doing this. Blah blah. Like he goes nuts on some producer. So I think this was kind of a bad match in general to make something like this for a network like ABC. And trust me, when you watch Twin Peaks, you're gonna watch some of these things and say, "This was on regular TV,
Oh, no, I'm
regular
sure.
STV." It's crazy.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is Studio Canal, which I think is the best way to describe it, is it's kind of like HBO for France, purchases the rights to make it into a movie.
So kind of like
So they spend a bunch of money. They grab Lynch. They grab all the cast. They say, we buy the rights to what you have, and let's finish it up.
it's kind of like what A24 does now.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
In a way, yeah. And so they, Lynch agrees, and I've seen interviews with him where he's just like, I said yes and had not a fucking idea in my head. Like I didn't know what we were going to do next. I didn't want to know what we were going to finish it with, but I said, I hope it comes to me. And then he said one day he sat down to write, and 20 minutes later he had the whole thing done. But that, to me, that's so interesting because this is a strange movie. It breaks a lot of conventions of like how to write a movie, how to plot a movie, right? It does a lot of weird shit. But this is not just a me thing. This is like a very, especially now in retrospect, an extremely like celebrated critically film. Like this is like, top of the decade, top of the century, like some of the best movies of all time. Like it's all over lists like that. And I think some of the reasons for stuff like that is because it is subverting a lot of stuff and doing weird stuff, right? And it's, in my opinion, it's kind of like the ultimate expression of why I like Lynch is the strange shift in tones and the dreamy feel and the weird shit. And this, like, there's so many things that are just like so interesting to dig into, and like he never gives answers about what it's about. Like you're 10 different people could have 10 different interpretations of the movie. Like I think that's the kind of stuff where it's like that is fun and interesting, and I don't think you get that a lot from movies.
I think. Yeah. No. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I don't. I wouldn't say that's like your normal run of the mill takeaway from a lot of the movies, but I do think this probably did a lot of that as well. Is like you start seeing more movies like that, like even like things like Inception and things like that, where it's like, did this happen? Did that happen? Da 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 da. What did you? And like other movies, but I do think there is more of a market for that nowadays than there used to be.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think but I think there's a difference between like I'm solving the mystery of the movie versus like this isn't something to be solved.
No, I got that.
But that's the idea of it, right? Like you hear Lynch interviews be like, I'm not like what?
Yeah.
I don't care about that. How did it make you feel? Yeah. Like that's what he cares about. He's not like
there's definitely a lot of, and I think this is the first David Lynch thing I've seen. A lot of like showcases is like the way I'm describing it, like where it's like this is about this thing. It's not really.
Yeah. Well, the thing that's fun about that, and when we talk more about the movie specifically, I think we can talk about the structure, but it's made of a lot of vignettes that seemingly are not always related to each other or even to their own plot.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and I think you think about a lot of movies like those Altman movies that I'm talking about. You think of Shortcuts, or you think of like Tarantino stuff, and it's like, or we haven't watched Magnolia yet, but that's a similar thing of like, hey, there's a bunch of shit going on, you don't know how they're gonna connect or whatever, and like that is the style of this movie, right? Like when you get to the hitman scene, you're like, what the fuck, this doesn't even feel like it's in the same movie. And I think that's we
don't want to jump into scenes yet, right?
No, but I'm just saying like there is an interesting style here of what he's going for, and that's not your typical Lynch style.
No,
that is something unique to this movie in his repertoire. But let's talk about some of the stars quickly before we get into that plot summary that I'm looking forward to. Laura Herring, our Rita
Camilla.
She has a really interesting background and story.
Okay.
So she's born in Mexico, moves to the United States like age 6 or 7, right? Grows up American, gets into pageants, becomes Miss America in 1985. Miss America. The first Latina woman to become Miss America. Marries a Duke of Germany, something like that, like a von Bismarck.
Yeah.
And has a very strange and interesting life. And Lynch just finds her and is like, hey, you look like who I'm thinking of for this movie. You want to come be in this movie? And pulls her in.
And this was her first thing?
So she was definitely in some other stuff.
Okay.
There's like, but it's all like soap opera. Like she's in an episode of Frasier. She's in like very small.
That makes sense.
Little things.
I was like, why does she look familiar?
That you would never like pick somebody out of. And then she's in this.
Obviously the time.
She was in John Q. Oh no, that was right after this.
Yeah. So after this, she does a couple of things.
Okay.
But never ends up doing like much of anything major after this.
She looks very much of the time, which is funny to say. But like she looks like, she's a movie star from 2001 and 90s and stuff. Which the Frasier thing is probably like where like I may have seen her before because I've Frasier a few times, but.
Yeah, pretty good show. And then Naomi Watts, also extremely obscure at this time.
Okay.
Working actor for years and years and years. Like she was roommates with Nicole Kidman.
Bit ironic.
Like when they were coming up.
Yeah.
And she was like tons of small shit. She was in Tank Girl in '95 as like one of the characters. She's in a bunch of shitty like shows, one-off things, does a bunch of small stuff. And then like she's in a movie in 1999 called The Hunt for the Unicorn Killer. Like she's in like a bunch of shit that you would never. And then Lynch similarly sees a photo and is like, that's who I'm picturing. Come in and do an audition. And funny thing is, I've seen interviews with her. She talks about her first audition. And it was like she was rushing and she was running late and like she didn't look her best or whatever, and came in, did the audition, and she could tell like Lynch wasn't really thrilled. And then she's like, can I just do it one more time? Like whatever. And I think there's some speculation that he saw her as Diane and saw her as Betty. And the funny thing is she blew him away. The second time was like, yeah, you're meant for this role. And this is obviously her real jumpstart. Like it's a really good lead performance. Like she's on screen a lot of the movie, and she's doing a lot of strange and interesting things. And I think it gives her a lot of credibility to then have a big career. You know what I mean? Like it's not even like it's not your typical like, oh yeah, you're in a movie that's very popular. It's like you're in a movie and you're doing a really good job, and we don't give a shit that it's made $7 million at the box office. Like nobody saw this fucking thing.
No, yeah. It's more of like, oh, you showed what you can do.
Yeah,
versus
which is cool for an unknown to get to that point. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you're an unknown and you happen to get into a David Lynch movie who's very respected, but not a box office guy.
So maybe, exactly. Like you're probably not going to be like, oh, looked at as like a studio, like, oh, the studio wants this person. But other directors will watch a David Lynch film and be like, I want her.
The funny thing is, she does do the big movies. She's in Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Again,
you know?
Peter Jackson. Like that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
like,
that's
no. But I'm saying like you become a director's actor versus a studio actor.
What I'm saying is Peter Jackson's King Kong is after The Lord of the Rings, which is the most successful movies ever, and King Kong is a giant blockbuster. You know, it's like it is interesting her career after this, but he ends up working with her again in Twin Peaks: The Return. You know, 17 years later, and she's fantastic in that.
Nice.
So I think that's most of the stuff I wanted to talk about before. Anything before we get into the plot summary that you guys can think of? Am I missing anything? Anything come to mind you want to mention?
No, most of my stuff is like post-plot analysis.
Okay.
No, I think this movie has a lot of just actors that you recognize. That like Robert Forster's in this for
30 seconds.
For no time.
30 seconds.
I was really excited when I saw him, and then I was like, oh,
not once again. That's insane.
Yeah.
And
there's the guy.
I wish I
at
could
the
remember his
diner
name.
at the very beginning.
Yeah, Patrick Fischler with the big eyebrows.
Yeah.
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 Which I can't. I know I've seen him in stuff, but I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in a ton of stuff, and he's also in Twin Peaks: The Return.
I think I've seen like shots of him in like bits from Twin Peaks that he's always in. So
He's great. But and the guy that Robert Forster, his fellow detective in the beginning, is the guy that he's with is the guy from A Simple Plan, the Sam Raimi movie.
okay.
He's with like Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
And he's really, really good. He's in a bunch of stuff, but he's great in that movie. A lot of like faces that you recognize.
Like,
Billy Ray
who is that?
Cyrus, right?
Yeah, Billy Ray Cyrus.
Wait, he was in there?
What? He's Gene.
He's the.
Oh, I just
He's
didn't
the other
clock.
man.
Gene Clean.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just didn't
He's
clock
so
that was
good.
him.
He's
Yeah,
so
he is
good.
good.
And then
Maybe that's why I didn't
maybe.
recognize him.
And then he uses some interesting characters that I think we'll talk about a little bit more in there. But Dan Hedaya too, the dad in Clueless, and he's in a bunch of other stuff. He's
Oh yeah, he's one of the guys in the in the conference
he's the one that
room.
just starts screaming.
Yeah,
and
him I
stands up.
recognize. He's the dad also from Night at the Roxbury.
Yeah, he's in a bunch of stuff. He's great. And the guy that's with him, the espresso guy,
Yeah.
he's Angelo Badalamenti, who's his longtime composer.
Oh, that's funny.
So he composed all of his stuff,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Blue Velvet, Twin Peaks, like
Yeah.
everything. And he composed this movie.
Yeah,
But he's the espresso guy. That fucking scene, man. It's so good. Yeah, a lot of guys. A lot of just... Mark Pellegrino's the hitman. He's so good. But he's
I really enjoyed that scene.
he's really good. Let's give a quick plot summary,
Go for it.
and then we'll dive into whatever we want to talk about. So, yeah, we start with a jitterbug contest, and just a little foreshadowing into what my belief of this movie, because again, a lot of people have different theories about what the movie's about. It goes like this: there's a jitterbug contest. It's overlaid. You're like seeing things in the background. There's some of the body shapes are like open to something framed in the back, and then you see a camera going right in and hitting the pillow. Like, we're going to sleep. Time for a dream, right? And then we wake up and we have our Laura Herring, who we will soon learn will call herself Rita,
Okay.
being driven. She looks very glamorous, being driven, and they stop. She says, "We don't stop here." Gets threatened with a gun, and some raucous teens are driving on
hooligans.
both sides of the road down Mulholland, and big car accident, and
The other guy doesn't stop.
she's the lone survivor.
Yeah.
Makes her way down across the whole city. Ends up walking into an apartment of a woman who's seems to be leaving the apartment. You know, she finds a nice little spot to lay her head
In the bushes.
Wakes up in the morning, goes into this apartment, and then we have Betty arriving, stars in her eyes, big smile. An old couple helps her. You know,
I think
get her luggage.
Met on the plane type of deal.
Yeah, it seems that way. They soon cackle like demons as they're taking their cab ride out. And Betty gets to that same apartment. And that woman that was leaving, we find out is her aunt. She's going to be staying there. She's an actress coming from Toronto, Canada, Ontario. And she is looking to get her big break, right? Aunt's going to be away, got a place to stay. Let me do some auditions. Aunt also happens to be in the biz.
Yes.
Right? So she got her a couple of auditions.
Set her up.
And Betty soon meets this mysterious woman who calls herself Rita when she sees the Rita Hayworth poster. Obviously, she has movie star eyes, much like Rita Hayworth. So that's why she looks and says, hey, that could be me. All right, I'll be Rita.
Yeah.
She clearly has amnesia. We don't know what the story is. Then it's all about, all right, how do we... Now we kind of fast track that part of the story to... We don't know, you know, she doesn't remember anything, but she has a bunch of money in her purse.
Yes.
And it's like, we got to figure out what the heck happened, right? And then it's this little mystery that they're trying to solve. We got Betty as Nancy Drew here trying to solve the mystery of what's up with this amnesiac woman. During that time, we meet Justin Theroux, Adam Kesher,
Yes.
young hot director, trying to get his movie made. He has that meeting that we'll talk about where they show him a picture of a girl and says, this is the girl.
You got to recast. Yeah.
This is who you're recasting in your movie. He's upset about the whole thing, smashes up these maybe mobster guys.
Goons, we'll say.
Smashes up their car, drives home, pissed off, finds our Billy Ray Cyrus, Gene cleaning out his wife's pipes, and not too happy. So he takes a nice pink paint can, pours it into his jewelry box.
The pool did look clean, though.
You know, we'll talk about it. Gets covered in pink paint, importantly. Gets his ass beat by Billy Ray Cyrus, and he's off. All right, what the hell is he going to do? So now we're kind of intertwining a few of these stories here. Adam Kesher is kind of trying to now recast. It's this big... We also get we mentioned the Mark Pellegrino Hitman thing where we'll talk about that scene, but we see him for a little bit. Clearly the guy he's talking to has something to do with our friend Rita. He's talking about the accident. And then it's just kind of we got two stories running alongside. Kesher's trying to get control of his movie back because he basically is going to get fired if he doesn't recast it. We get Betty and Rita trying to figure out what happened. Also, Betty's going on an audition, which is a very memorable scene. Maybe the best scene in the movie, the best scene in Naomi Watts' career. And I think basically the next major thing as all this is going on is you're going to have... I guess the best way to describe it is... Rita slowly starts to remember some things and wakes up to, there was maybe a little love scene or two. And she wakes up, Silencio, and says, you got to drive me somewhere right now. Yeah. Right. So they go to Club Silencio. We'll talk about the scene. Very emotional. Rebecca Del Rio's there.
You've gotten through 2 hours pretty quick.
We're flying.
Yeah.
And shortly thereafter, we get the key to the mystery.
Well, she had the key.
She had the key. We all of a sudden get the box out of Club Silencio. While she's there, she pulls out the box.
Out of Betty's bag.
And they put the key in, and then we go inside the box. And our friend Cowboy, who I forgot to mention.
How could you forget?
our friend Cowboy says, "Wake up, beautiful," and
Back in a room that we were already in.
yeah, and now we meet Diane, and Diane is, again, a lot of interpretations here, but Diane potentially could be awoken from her dream, and this is her real life, and not as good as a life as she was dreaming of, let's say. So we get some masturbating to some rock-filled hearths, real good looking, a couple of rocks, and then we are meeting the I guess this version of Kesher, and now it's not Rita, it's Camilla.
Yeah.
And
well, you forgot that. Well, never mind, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, we're fine. We're flying through.
That's fine.
So now Kesher and Camilla are together, and we have Diane being extremely jealous, and clearly had either some imagined relationship or real relationship with Camilla at some point, and she's remembering it and wishing it was still happening. And then I guess we're kind of at the end. I know I missed a lot of stuff, but we're going to talk about certain scenes. But I think the idea here is we have the tragic ending. Diane pays off Mark Pellegrino's hitman to kill Camilla because she thinks that's going to be her way out. And then the old people from the dream are now little gremlins chasing her out from behind Winky's Diner into her house. And she shoots herself. And the part that we forgot is we saw a dead person named Diane as part of that murder mystery that Rita and Betty were on
when they broke in B&E.
Yeah. So obviously missing a lot of stuff there, but I think the gist of here's overarching thing. Now let's talk about specific scenes.
Okay.
I also missed the important Winky's Diner scene early.
Yes.
With a very frightening person behind there.
Yeah. Which is like a scene in the movie, I think, that does a job of saying don't think this is straightforward. That's pretty much what that scene's for. Is don't.
Also, the fact that you don't really see any of those people again.
Well, you see one.
That's true. Well, I guess,
the dumpster monster.
Yeah. The dumpster monster. So where do we want to jump to? We can go semi-chronologically if you want, at least to start, and then jump around. But I think it's useful to get that stuff out of the way. We found. We did it with Titanic, doing it here. And then we can just kind of do what we want. So I have obviously a lot of thoughts. Okay. I want to hear, I want you guys to steer it a little bit because I could go scene by scene like we did There Will Be Blood and just hit everything. But I want you guys to want to, things you want to talk about, feel free to.
Well, this is Ozzy's first watch, right? It is mine too.
But it is both of yours, but it is off Ozzy's list.
So you want to start us off? Or?
Yeah, no. So I was going to say, so I watched this movie once now. And
Tough.
I struggled with the first 2 hours where obviously the movie's very confusing and a lot of it doesn't make any sense. None of it connects. You get little hints that it's a dream or something's going on. And so for 2 hours, I'm like, what the fuck, right? It looks like a TV show. The acting's super weird. Everything's
100%.
a little off kilter. And I'm like, Dan says this is the best acting, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on here?
The thing.
And then so the movie to me is very Jekyll and Hyde because once you get to the turn and you start understanding, it becomes more linear, right? And you kind of get it, even though there's still a lot of weird shit. The little old people, what the fuck is that about?
Yeah. The box in general, right?
But it makes more sense, right? It all connects. So I think it's a kind of movie, and as I've sat with it and I was reading some stuff about it, okay, now I appreciate it a little more, and I think it's a kind of movie that, obviously this movie wants you to rewatch it, but I think on the rewatch, I'll appreciate that those first 2 hours more.
Well, yeah, and I think I think a lot of this, the point is that the first 2/3 get better the second the final third starts.
Yeah.
And then you go back and you say, oh, wait, all right. I like that they did that. I can see why they did that. All right, that's a lot better. Like, I think that's the point of it. And it's there's a microcosm of it in the movie, and it's where you have Betty practicing for her audition, Betty with Rita, and she's horribly performing these lines.
Yeah.
And obviously, Rita's there as a non-actor, being even worse.
Yeah.
But Betty is not doing a good job. And I know it's a terrible script also, but she's reading it poorly. And it's like, you're not convincing. And then you get the audition scene, and you're like, this wouldn't be so good if I didn't just see you do it so bad. And you completely changed it and showed us that you actually are an actor and you actually have something, because up to now you just seem like a stars in your eyes moron that's like, I'm just so happy to be here. And then see that little bit of that's like a microcosm of the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you need to have the context afterwards.
So this movie hurt me so much because I caught on to that way too quick, that it was intentional bad acting. And I was like, no, like, because now I'm just waiting for it, right? And listen, I've done projects that are the bad acting and like are the bad script, and like you can tell by the way they're talking, and they over explain certain things, and they're like, I was in this and this and she's away for this, and it's like, you're explaining something to a character that was there for that, and I'm just like, I'm going to explode, because it's like those unnecessary exposition dumps, and I'm just like, I know that this is fake though. I know this isn't the movie, because the first 2 hours of that movie is like ripe for a Mystery Science Theater 3000 roasting. But I just like, I know this isn't it, because also the way the movie is like coming up to the level of parody, but it won't like push it to like make fun of itself. Like even the scene where Adam walks in on his wife and them in the bed, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Now you've done it.
Yeah. And you know it's fake. You're like, and you're just waiting for it.
But the thing that you so obviously I'm Lynch fan number one, right? I absolutely love him. He does this all the time.
Yeah.
He loves soap operas. He loves shitty acting. He loves weird transitions. They have like a slow-mo transition at a certain point, and like a shaky, and it's all homage. And it's like he sees that there's craft in shit. No. And like he wants it to be like some of the stuff that's happening in those first 2/3 is genuinely great, even without that. So you know what I'm saying? Like there's such a mix, and it's such a mishmash, and of like,
that's what's like messes with your brain, dude,
and it's
right?
so
it's where
good.
It's like you are fucking around, because like, so
that's the beauty of
where I enjoy that is like, I don't know if it's supposed to be like this, but this is how I enjoy this movie. Saltburn is where it's so over the top, where you're like, this is just ridiculous.
This is
like,
Dan's nightmare right now.
That's imagine but that's what I imagine people watch soap operas for, is what the reason I watch. I enjoyed Saltburn. Whereas like this doesn't push it far enough, I think, for me to like fully go like, all right, we're having a hoot at this. But it's really good. And they're like, and like when you were saying like how it was shot for the pilots and the TV, you can tell by the way it's shot, it looks like a TV show from that time. And like they even do exterior shots of buildings.
They do.
Like they're like, this is where we'd come back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'm like, this is all gonna pay off, but it's just like for 2 hours you're like, these motherfuckers.
But I think
I know we're not getting into the like the whole like waiting for the payoff, but like watching the bad acting is rough when you know it's not, like when you know that they're holding back.
But the thing that I would push back on is there are things in this first 2 hours that are just very good and effective.
No, I agree.
So like that's my whole crux here, is like, yes, he's doing a lot of that.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is Betty.
No, I did.
Like a lot of it is Betty being like, what? You know, like being such a deer in the headlights, like
Opie, G. Willikers.
And obviously, and this is my personal feelings, I think Laura Herring is so perfect for this part because she's not a very good actor. And the thing that I find interesting, I think she's very good in this movie because of what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Like, it's almost like she's the perfect person to be in this role.
Probably, yeah.
Because
it doesn't require...
It's so silly. And you think about even, like I talked about, like her finding a nice spot to lay her head. Even just the way that happens and the way like her body moves when she's laying down and stuff. And it's like, this isn't like a human being.
Like, I think
this
is
so
that's
fucking
why
weird.
You know that whole first 2 hours is fake.
But Lynch's whole thing is... some things feel like a dream. Yeah. And that's what I like. Yeah, I care about that. Things that don't make sense, things that are strangely positioned. No, but what I mean is, even in the way of like, we get that big fucking goon walk into Kesher's house and he's just going, Adam Kesher? Yeah. Adam Kesher. And he punches the girl in her face and whatever. And you hear that big punch noise.
Well, he one punched both of them. He boom, hit her, boom, her. It was crazy.
The sound effects, like everything.
I'm not saying that I have a problem with that.
It's just like weird shit.
Like, I think that works really well. Like, I'm just saying, like, the intentional bad acting is so frustrating to me because it's like, I know you're doing it on purpose.
But do you not agree that is worth it? When she goes to that audition and that entire scene and the way that plays out and the way that she surprises you on that is outrageously good. Outrageously good.
Yes.
And not to mention when you go to Diane now. Yeah. And the way she plays Diane.
That is insane.
Insane.
My favorite scene is
crazy.
Okay, well, we're doing everything anyway, so it doesn't matter. But hold on. So I picked up that it was intentional bad acting before you see the good acting. So that's why it was like, okay, here it is again. But it's just like, it's just rough, especially when I've like been through it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, but so like that's a tall 2 hours. Like, honest to have someone sit through for that. I'm just saying, like,
that's where I was on it.
I'm
right?
just saying, like, that, like, could you imagine just saying do this to someone and they could be like, what the fuck did you just do to me? Because 2 hours is a lot of time.
I want to hear what Ozzy has to say, but I just want to say that I've seen interviews with Naomi Watts talking about she was anxious because if the pilot was all there was, she was like, I'm going to look like I'm the worst actor in the world. Yes. And she was like, we have to get to the point of what you're trying to do. And thank God this got picked up because I need the opportunity to show what this entire thing is about. Yes. And she's talked about that very openly about being like, David, like, what are we doing? Like when are we gonna,
because sorry, I'm just gonna on that piggyback that real quick because like even like everything after that is insane, and even though you said I forget her name, the girl who plays Rita,
Laura Herring,
her as Camilla, is very good. I think she's very good. Like for someone, especially in general, but also with her lack of experience.
Yes, agreed. You were gonna say you're at with the 2 hours.
No, all I was going to say is I was finding myself getting frustrated because I'm down with the ambiguity and all that, but the weird stuff, I just wanted to get to the point at a certain point in the movie of, all right, where does a shoe drop? And I think it's that build up where you don't really even know you're building up to anything, right? Because they find the body and that kind of ends the story there. Like it doesn't. And then you're getting the Justin Theroux storyline, which, I mean, and this is all for interpretation, but my assumption is that most of that is an imagination, but maybe it's not, and how much of that is what. So it was just, I think it's a hard movie to recommend to a lot of people. Right?
Oh, yeah. and that's the thing too. Like, I don't think the story's like hard to follow. Like if that sounds weird,
but it's just
I think there's a story. You see
agree with you.
These moving parts. You're like, there's going to be some sort of convergence. That's fine, whatever. Like, and then, but the thing that was like, okay, but I can tell that like the bad acting thing, it's like I can tell this isn't it. So that's what's gonna like get me over the thing. Because like, so the way I took it was like obvious. So this is like her dream sequence reminiscing of what happened of these events in her life, right? So I think like the whole recasting of Camilla as the lead is her justification. Like she probably earned the part in real life, right? But in her mind, it makes more sense if like, oh, these mysterious shadow figures are forcing the director to pick her over me, and that's why that story is that. And then, you know, obviously the whole love story and everything else.
It's her guilt. Her guilt is driving this type of
and like
imagination that she's having, right? Because she hires a hitman and
who's great,
and then it's
one of my favorite
has guilt
scenes.
over that, right? And,
And
I mean, all the actors in it are repurposed from what's supposed to be reality.
Yeah.
Also,
Right, of the
Exactly.
Justin Theroux's mom is the landlady.
Yeah.
The old people.
Yeah.
I don't remember who the old people were, but
No, we didn't see
No,
them
I
again.
think they were more
they were
metaphorical
like her
of
parents
like
or
her coming to LA and everyone saying you're gonna do great, you're gonna do, you know, you city of you can have all the success here you want and all the blah blah blah. And I think that was like the lure and like.
But really, they're demons.
Yeah, exactly. They're just like, yeah. It's like, oh, it's all a bunch of bullshit, and you're gonna fuck it. It's gonna be rough out here. And that was what.
So what about that part of it? Before, I mean, I guess we could talk about anything we want, but what do you think about that part of the story, about what it's about? Like, what do you?
Oh no, I think that's very good.
Because I think, I mean, there's a lot of layers to this. Because there's the plot, there's the what is the plot actually about, but then there's also like the Hollywood story.
Yeah, and you could tell.
How do you feel about the Hollywood?
I think
what
that
they're
I think that's
talking
very
about
good.
with the Hollywood
So,
story.
and you can tell it's like based off like his own fucking like beef. He's like fucking LA, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you could even just like the way like over the top of how like the board meeting went, where it's like you have to recast her. Like it was a hitman, and then like they were fucking kiss asses, like oh my god, yeah. And it's like just be open to it. It's you're in charge. And yeah, like that obviously hits very well. You know, the starry-eyed new actress coming from out of town, classic. Like there's a lot of that. Like
the audition scene we're gonna have to talk about as far as acting stuff, because the whole room, and the people in the room and the dynamics in the room and each person, there's a lot to dig into in that.
You know what? Again, the things that like start to bother me is like, and this is this person who you recently met out front, and it's like, why are you? That's for us. but that's what I'm saying. Like that's where I'm like, I know this is real.
That's a soap opera thing.
That's a dream.
No, I know. Nightmare.
So
the fucking cowboy, dude. That guy bugged me every time.
Dude, cowboy's so good.
He's in 2 scenes, 3 scenes.
He's so good.
3 scenes.
He's got no eyebrows.
I didn't even clock
He
that.
looks great.
Didn't even clock it.
He looks great.
The thing that I
thought he was just ginger.
And he's got no eyebrows.
Oh, I thought that's where they went.
There is the thing that I will always fight for this movie for is, you guys both watched it for the first time and you were like, I was frustrated for the first 2 hours, right? There's also just like a lot of cool shit going on.
100%.
So this is what I don't get is like,
no.
For me, and I'm not saying like you guys are being overly negative, but the thing of like this mentality of like, oh my God, what a fucking chore to get through it, is like, there's so much weird imagery. And for me, because I loved Lynch so much, and this was kind of my like inroads to Lynch, honestly, which is kind of crazy because of all his other stuff. But the way that he, like, I just want to be there along for the ride and go with the mood and feel, you know, here's the visuals, here's the feelings you're feeling, the sense of dread in every fucking scene. The scene where that woman comes up to the door and is like, there's someone's in trouble, whatever. The way that is shot, and Betty's at the door, and it's just black behind her.
Yeah.
Like it looks
No.
insane.
Okay, so
there's so much craft here,
and
I'm
that's-
just like, this
No.
is all I care about.
But that is what makes the other thing frustrating for me. I'm not saying the way the plot, the story, the boarding, the way it goes. It's literally that like style of acting, and like the script being like intentionally over expositional dump and stuff. And then you see that other stuff, and so you know it doesn't match, and you're like, that's what frustrated me. I was like, "Ugh." So then you're just like, so then now I'm just anticipating like this is gonna come through. This is gonna come through the whole time. Now I enjoyed a lot of the stuff that they did, like especially that hitman scene we were talking about, where he's just in there talking and they're like, oh yeah, I'm doing some stuff for a guy.
The way that guy laughs.
Yeah, and see that's like
so ridiculous.
Again, they were ridiculous, but
the
it was
biggest
good and
smile.
it worked. And then he shoots him, and then the gun goes off and gets the girl
And
through the wall.
the piece of hair when he shoots him in the head, and there's like this long strand of like, it's like it became like a lightning rod or something.
Yeah.
It looks so weird. And then he's cleaning the gun and it fires.
And then it's like, shit.
When he walks into that other room,
And she's like, something bit
and she
me.
goes, something bit me bad. And it's just the best shit.
Then he goes and gets her, drags her in.
The
the
fighting.
cleaning guy. Oh, help me. And then shoots him, the vacuum.
The
And
power
then
goes
shoots
out.
the
The
vacuum.
alarm goes off.
Like, great scene. And then he just walks out the window, fire escape, and
just
goes
so
down.
frustrated.
Great scene.
And that was all to get a book of names that we don't know anything about.
Nope. But like,
and we
perfect.
know that person had something to do with Rita's disappearance
Yeah.
because he was recounting the accident.
Mhm.
He's like, "Can you fucking believe it? We were gonna kill her, and then they got into an accident."
Yep.
Whatever. Okay, so where do you want to go?
No, but I'm just saying, like, great scenes and all that stuff, and then you get like some of this stuff, and you're like, motherfucker.
But why do you feel that way?
No, because because it's bad. That's my point. Where it's intentionally bad, and so then something's up the whole time.
Yeah, that's exciting.
I can't. I hate watching bad acting like that. It's so rough.
It's so good.
It's nails on a chalkboard to me, and you see it. I've been this close to it, man. And it's just rough. But especially when you know it's intentional, but it doesn't like come up to that next like, we got you. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No, but I'm
Like
going with you.
It didn't like fully like go over the edge, so it can just come across as bad acting, but you know it's not. I don't know. Like it's like when it parodies itself, and acknowledges it. You're like, okay, great. Like when you're watching like a cheesy kung fu movie,
Yeah,
you're like, okay, got it.
that
But this
would
isn't
be,
that.
That would be so out of place in this movie.
No, I know. No, I'm not saying specifically that, but
No,
I'm saying
but
like that acknowledgement you get.
But what I'm saying is, if they weren't being earnest here,
Yeah.
the movie would be terrible. Like it is so dependent on this bad acting to be fully earnest and not winking and nodding at you.
No, and that is
Otherwise,
impressive,
but
but it's rough.
But I don't know,
Yeah.
and that's a personal taste thing, and that's fine. But I always felt it as I see it as like a skill piece to get us to ride that line for you just to be like, come on. Like that's like it's such a fun way to do it to me personally.
I wanted out was the problem. Like I wanted it to break. I was like, because there was so much good stuff. Like there was a lot of good stuff like throughout is the whole thing. And you're like, okay. And then you're getting it and you're like, but then once you hit that,
and to me, it's a lot of the weird stuff. It was
weird
just
stuff I
weird,
liked.
and I wasn't like, oh, that was like, for example, the mobsters, the guy that's in the
The
chair.
espresso?
and
You didn't like the espresso?
Did not like the espresso.
See that?
neither did he.
I can't go with you.
But a lot of that stuff, I'm watching it and I'm like, I don't get it, and it's not like, oh, that was really cool.
It's not moving
Right.
you.
Right. I'm just kind of like, all right, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
No,
that's That's a pretty normal reaction.
Like when I can't remember the guy's name, like Dan or whatever his name was in the movie, and they're talking in the restaurant at the diner,
yeah,
and he's telling him about the dream. I'm like, this is very interesting.
Mhm.
And then it starts playing out,
yeah.
and then they see the and you're like, whoa, and you're like, that was great. And then
What
you're
a
like,
scene!
gee willikers, da, 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 da. And I'm just like, but no, because then once you not even before the 2-hour mark, but like the whole Silencio scene is great.
So good.
Yeah, like it's such a simple concept, and obviously it's been done in a lot of things, but like to have the whole performance around that, and then she's singing that song, and then she falls, and it's still going, and you're like, holy shit!
So
like
good.
I was moved by that.
No hay banda.
No hay banda. Great scene.
All right, so what? Oz, take us to the scene you want to talk about. Because I feel like
I think we've kept touching on
Cowboy.
the acting scene. No, not on the cowboy.
The audition?
On the audition scene.
Okay.
I think. Yeah,
What a-
and I
what a
mean,
weird one.
to me, I think this is the scene of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And holy shit,
Agreed.
she's fucking amazing in it.
She's insane.
I have a different scene.
Well, there's a few scenes,
But
but
no.
but I do think that
Keep your scene.
the thing about this audition scene is you would never guess that that's how she's going to play it.
No.
And I think the thing that's so cool about it is you're clearly getting set up for this predatory situation.
Mm-hmm.
This classic. There's 10 people in the room, and nobody's gonna say that this old creepy guy is gonna be. He's like, I'd like to play this one close, like we did with the last one. You know?
Yeah.
Like you hear you see it playing out, and then for her to like take that as, I'm gonna use that and show you what I can do.
Yeah.
And you never fucking see it coming. And the thing that I love is you're in this room full of weirdos. You have the guy who, the producer who's like, hello, like giving hugs and being like, oh, we're so excited. How's your aunt doing? Like super nice. You have the director who's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Who's like,
That was the best part.
he says something
so
like,
good.
he's like, so make sure it doesn't get real until it
Don't make
gets
it real until it gets real.
And so the way that she plays that, and it completely like the whole meaning of the scene changed from how she was just practicing it.
Yeah.
And like the way that she played it made it into a completely different scene.
Yeah, I think that
is
point,
such a showpiece for her, because it's like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I think
ridiculous.
if like you haven't caught on by that scene, by then what the fuck's going on in that sense. But also, I think they did a fun job with like making everyone else in the room fall into the scene. Like, they were all hypnotized by her as well. And then when they leave, they're like, we're going to take you across town to the other director. So that was such a good walk and talk.
And the director, they go, do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Great job.
Yeah. Just
great job. Like,
what a putz.
Yeah.
They did such a good job.
I love the other people in the room, like giving him the side eye. Like none of them.
Yeah. Like this guy's so full of shit.
None of them are impressed with him. They're all like, this guy sucks.
Yeah.
It's, to me, there's something very special about that scene, and how, because the whole point of it is you are like, her as a character, as this babe in the woods, has that potential. It's not a break in the, like, that's why it's interesting. So it's not a break in like, oh, now you know that was all fake because she's capable of this. It's more like she's here to be an actor, and you just saw her pull that out of her bag. That's a cool thing in and of itself. And there's something to, when you start analyzing the movie and like what are some of the deeper themes that we're talking about, having that be the content of the scene there are many allusions to some sort of trauma in Diane's life that's leading her to this point. And I think you can cite the Club Silencio scene where he's like bringing down the lightning and staring at her and she's like shaking. And it's like, it's all metaphor for however she was abused. I think a lot of people view that story as like some sort of abuse that has occurred in this person's life, and I think there's, as you like track some of that stuff, it's like that makes sense.
Like LA chewing you up and spitting you out, and producer backroom stuff, like
totally. Or it could be I think there's a lot of ways to read it. They don't get specific intentionally, but again, Lynch is big on like, I'm going to make you connect these dots in a way that makes sense to you, and I'm giving you the framework that whichever you decide is what happened is going to make sense to you, and I think he does that in a way that's a lot better than most.
I could see that.
But and then to cap that scene off and get her across town to meet Kesher, and first of all, the tone switch from the people in the room to like walk out and be like, oh yeah, that piece of shit's never getting made.
That's like it's classic behind your back.
So good. And what I love about it is, and then it's like, let's bring in somebody who's actually doing something. Yeah.
Let's bring in a real director.
And she walks in, and Kesher's like can't take her eyes off her. We fucking see that scene later as Diane, and Kesher's in the car with Camilla, and she's like, "Can Diane stay?" And you just see her there crying, like standing over there, like that shit is so. The way these are paired together, and the way like a lot of the stuff that's happening in the dream is paired with the real life scenes, it just fucking kills you. It's so good.
No, it's really good. Like you start seeing like where everything translates basically.
One of the shots that I really liked were towards the end. I think they do it a couple of times. It's when she's one is when she's masturbating, but it's when she's looking at the wall and the camera kind of like in and out of focus.
They
do,
and stuttering a little.
There's a lot of good stuff like that.
Yeah, because it's so much, especially around that. It's so much of like, clearly she's just trying to live in that fantasy land. It's like, she's picturing Camilla on her couch, and then she's like standing there, and then looking over, and then it's her instead of Camilla. Like, there's so much cool shit.
So that scene I want to talk about. Yeah. So that is my favorite scene. So when she's, after so the way I assumed was that girl that switched apartments with her was actually like her ex of some sort. That's why like she had the shit over there and was like,
I think you could read it that. Yeah.
Because they seemed like they had like a little bit of friction between them as well. But the blue key is already on the table. So according to the killer, you'll know it's done when you find the blue key in the spot. So she's at the counter making coffee, and she turns, and Camilla, you're back, and her face lights up. And then without moving, her face becomes horrified. Yeah. And that is like for that to be in this movie to what she was doing before is like, really?
And that's why you need that shit. You do.
I don't
That's
think
what
we,
it's for.
I don't think we need the bad acting.
You do.
I get it, and I get there's like ways to do it, but I don't think we need.
I mean, you can still appreciate good acting if it's just good acting.
No, exactly. If there was a full,
she's unbelievable.
I also
that's why it's like, but like you sniffed that out early
in the diner scene with the hitman at the end, where she's already just fucking disaster.
Hold on,
so good.
I'm not done with that scene yet. So after her reaction, and then she's over there, and then she goes to the couch, and the transition from going over the couch to them on the couch is amazing.
So cool.
And that's where it's like, this movie is very good. There is like, there's no doubts.
I love it.
But it's just like,
he's like, I don't like it, but it's really good.
No, exactly. It's like, it's just like, hey, I just put you through for 2 hours. Look at all the stuff we can do.
Oh, come on.
Look at this camera.
There's some good stuff in there. Don't get me wrong. Like,
it's unbelievable.
Look at all this stuff. But that's my favorite scene from the kitchen. Like that whole 1, 2, 3 there is like fucking amazing to me.
Yeah.
And then, you have them, fighting
And how the thing that I have to, and again, you talk about Naomi Watts, and I talk about this as one of my, if not my favorite screen performance, is when she is masturbating and her face, and she's crying and she's sweating and she's like, it's just so like, and she looks grimy, and it's just, there's something about it where it's just like, God, like she is just like, that is the most believable situation. It is just so good,
raw thing. Yeah,
she's very good. Really, really good.
Very good.
That's what I look like too.
You were about to pivot to her at the diner.
Her at the diner, yeah. I really like that scene too. When she's already,
her and the hitman
gotten to the breaking point, basically, right? And she's,
yeah.
And then the waitress's name is Betty.
Yeah, you can see the names change.
Yeah, there is a lot, and I understand there is an intention of this. There are a lot of people that look the same in that movie.
That is the point.
But like and I understand they're supposed to represent each other, but at a point, if you suffer from face blindness, you can get confused for a second. You're like, wait, which one is that?
In the Patrick Fischler, the first Winky's Diner scene, where you meet
she's supposed to look like her,
and her name tag says Diane.
No, I get that.
It says Diane.
No, I get that.
Like, that's her.
But then the waitress does look like her again. Also, the random girl that they were talking to before getting in that van, the hitman and a character named Billy D's Nuts, apparently, also kind of looks like her. And then
the girl does not look like her.
Again,
I know who you're talking about. The one with the bra, no bra.
Yeah. And then the fake Camilla, who he casts, also looks kind of like her. Because I was like, oh, did she change that quick? And then I was like, that's not her.
That's psychotic. You're wrong about that.
I said it was quick, but it like confused me for a second. I told you, suffer from face blindness.
I do. So it's so hard. I need you guys to steer it, because I just want to dig into so much detail on small things. But I want to talk about, get through some scenes that you guys want to talk about.
Okay, well, hold on. I got another thing.
Go ahead.
So the way this movie made me appreciate Once Upon a Time in Hollywood a little more.
Sure.
And the way I see it is like, it's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. What's the other one? Wizard of Oz. And
Chinatown.
Maybe Memento. I forget what the third one was. It's like those three kind of mushed together is like how I would describe this movie.
Interesting.
You get where I'm going with the Wizard of Oz,
yeah,
though, right?
Of course. Yeah. Well, that's clear.
It's funny.
Yeah.
But I again, really good. But what scene did you want to talk about that you were bringing up?
Well, I also really like the dinner scene. At
the end?
At the end.
Yeah, that was really good.
With the
well, I think
that
the
mom, but the woman, the blonde woman,
fake
Camilla, right?
Yeah.
Is that the same?
Yeah,
is that the
Camilla
same
in the dream?
Yeah, that's the same actress who's singing in the dream.
Yeah. She did the singing audition, and she was super boring. That's the girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the this is the girl.
Yeah.
And then that's so bizarre how she just like kind of walks over, whispers something to her, and like kisses her,
Gets her lipstick on her.
and Diane's like having a stroke,
basically.
I just love the way that they act with each other in reality. Where like Kesher and Camilla just like, she's like laying on his shoulder and like looking at him. They're giggling together. And the way Thoreau plays that in that scene is so good.
Oh yeah.
He's just so hateable. He's like,
I kept the pool. She got the pool boy.
It's so good. It's so good. And Coco, who runs the apartment complex, is his mom.
Yeah. I actually went back to see like that wasn't her last name. And I was like, okay.
Lynch has like a thing for using like older actresses that haven't acted in a long time, whatever.
No. I meant I wanted to
I'm
make sure.
talking about something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a very quick transition. Sorry.
Well, I didn't know you wanted to dig in on that one.
Well, I thought you were. I was like, oh.
Classic. She was an actress, more like I think like a model or something in the 40s and 50s, something like that.
Oh.
And hadn't been in a movie since 1957 that was in this.
Oh shit.
Which is just so funny. Lynch loves that shit.
Question about the cowboy.
Let's hear it.
Has he used that before?
Sometimes there's a buggy.
No, the cowboy. Like, is that like a thing in
No.
his stuff? Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought that was.
No, that's just for here.
Okay.
What is the Cowboys thing? It's 3 times, right? And
No, he said if you see me once, if you do good, you'll see me once. If you do bad, you'll see me twice.
Okay. So,
Yeah, it's once or twice. It's no
so
3
we
times.
saw him 3 times.
We saw him twice.
he shows up to
what did we
Thoreau
see?
the first time.
Him saying "wake up" is not Thoreau. He's
okay.
not with
Okay, so-
Kesher.
no,
He was talking to Kesher.
I said we saw him.
Whoa.
Okay.
Kesher sees him twice.
That's fair.
Or we see him in the room with Kesher twice.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But again, one of those is a dream. One of those is not, ostensibly, right?
There's a guy that actually looks like that in the real world.
That's Monty Montgomery, man. That's the homie.
You know what was funny to me?
What?
So when I think it's after they find Diane's body.
Okay. Which we should talk about because that's a cool scene.
That is a cool scene.
You want to talk about it now? Or you want
Of
me to
course.
finish my thought?
I want you to finish.
Okay. Joking around. But so after that, and she goes home and she's like, I gotta, like, she goes to cut her hair and she's like, no, let me do it. And then she comes out blonde and I'm like, and then it's a wig anyway. It's like, and they showed the redhead wig. So I was like, oh, I guess she's going to go. Nope. Red
Psych.
herring.
Psych. Red herring. Her name's Herring. Laura Herring.
That is funny.
The scene where they get into the house.
Mm-hmm.
I love so much about that setup because the way this whole, I don't know if you felt this way. I felt this way the first time and I still feel this way all the time. The way that this movie is shot, especially in the dream, is just so strange and tense because it's like this handheld camera that feels like someone's walking with it. Like it feels like a ghost is holding a camera. Like it's so weird. And you feel it in the apartment area because as they're like going around areas, you just feel it like kind of moving around. And the spot where it's most obvious is when they're entering Club Silencio. It's super pulled out wide shot of this abandoned parking lot with like newspapers blowing around.
Yeah.
And they pull up to the club. And then it literally is like somebody running with the camera and like bouncing. Yeah. And the way it comes in on that, it makes it much more obvious. But when you watch the movie, like I've seen the movie a million times, when you watch it, it's like all the time they have this. And it just puts you like on edge where it's just like, there's just weird shit. You know, it's just like like strange.
Yeah, so I think any sort of movement shot, you really get that effect.
Yes.
And it's like, usually you're following and they're going to reveal something, or like it feels like it's going to be like almost very the Shining-y type of like feeling.
Yeah.
And then but then it goes back to like TV style mystery, and it's really fun, like Murder, She Wrote style.
I know.
And it's like, huh?
It's almost like it's a dream.
It is. Yeah, it's very like USA Psych type. Yeah.
Your favorite.
I did like that.
But when they go in, so I love the bit, and this is partially why it feels like a soap opera, and it feels weird where it's like, oh, watch out, there's like people spying on us, right? Or it's like, oh, duck down, there's like a detective standing out there, right? Yeah. It's like, what the like you're like, what is this shit?
I thought
it's so weird.
I did think it was really funny that like obviously Rita ducking down, like, oh, something's wrong, but then also her ducking down, I was like, they don't know you.
And then when she gets into the house, and comes out like holding her nose and stuff,
you're
and
like, oh shit, body.
Shit, what's going on? And the way that's shot and the way it looks when it like comes up and you see like around the corner like the mouth and stuff, it's really grody. But I think it's cool that these are the kinds of things that I'm talking about where it's like keeping you on your back foot when there's a lot of like like, you know, you would roll your eyes at the acting or like the way things are framed or the establishing shots or whatever, right? And then it has that in its bag. It makes it be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
that's
I'm not ready for that shit.
That's
This is
like
weird, you know, like that. See, to me, that I just have the opposite feeling of like, that's exciting. I don't know what's around every corner, you know? That's kind of what it's about.
Yeah, that is cool. Like that you're like, yeah, like it's gonna. I guess you start also like picking up the pattern of like, oh shit, something's really gonna be cool. That's gonna happen because the way it is.
Is your reading on that when they discover the body? That's so. Is that all? This is all happening before she actually killed herself, right? Because the end is she's in that position when she kills herself.
Yes, that's her.
So and this is all.
Remember, they go into Diane Selwyn's apartment in the dream.
Right.
That's her name. That's her.
Well, so my question, or I guess what your interpretation of it is this is all happening prior to her killing herself, and it's her thinking. It's one of the random dreams she has or guilt things she has that she's going to kill herself, or is it she kills herself and then it's basically at the moment of death she's having.
See, you've watched too many Nolan movies in your life. There is no answer. You're asking the wrong. The fact that you're asking that question means you're wrong.
Well, I'm not. I'm asking what your interpretation of it is. I wasn't asking.
No. I'm joking. I'm joking, but what I'm saying is
there is no.
He's trying to evoke and I get strangeness and an overlapping and a different thing sitting on top of each other. No relevance. No, mapping it out. It's not meant to be in any sort of reality, and that's like a silly thing to say, but it is true because it's not. You're not supposed to have the memento moment.
No, yeah, I don't think it's like you take all the footage
what it is.
And cut it in line. I think there are things that are obviously emblematic of others, but I think they kind of like the dream world and this world exist on separate planes.
Yeah, and sometimes they bleed into each other.
Yeah,
and sometimes they're at different points in the timeline. Inexplicably.
I think it's like,
and it's not meant to be.
This is a way of telling this story, but like completely out of that story.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and that's kind of the secret sauce.
Yeah,
that for me personally is like, that's that cool shit, because then it makes it when she does inevitably kill herself and ends up in that same exact position. Like that's why it happened, right?
Yeah.
Not for the plot. To line up, but to say like, oh shit, yeah, we saw her like that. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
So
like, I thought there would be a cool,
because it was like weeks later, clearly, like she's rotting away, looking disgusting. So it's not,
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like that scene. I like that reveal, and then very quickly get back to the house. We're comforting each other, and she's like, "You don't have to sleep out on the couch."
Oh yeah, none of the. You know what gets me in the mood?
But it's so funny because it's again, this is dream, fantasy, whatever, and it's funny whether I guess you should think that. Whether we think this is a dream in the sense of I wish this were my reality, or a dream like this is what could have been or whatever, it is interesting to see who Diane wishes she was or how she wishes because she's not very, like she says the right things to get, Rita into the bed, but she's not like, being aggressive about it, or like being, like it just happens to work out so that she can still be nice. What I mean?
I don't think it's like, or I didn't take it as a, like, this is the world she wishes or anything like that. Or I think it's more of like imagined perception and like fantastical. Cause also like, so when she first meets Rita, she walks in on her in the shower and there's no like, oops, it's very like matter of facty. And then she's walking around in a towel a lot. So it's very, again, like self-presented to her in a way. Whereas, like, I don't think it's like, oh, and I had to like win her over or anything like that. It's like, oh, is just some fantastical episode of a show in my mind, and this is how it plays out. And like, I'm sure maybe she was like a little more innocent, a little more less jaded before all of this stuff. Like when we see her past the 2-hour mark, or maybe that's just how she felt she was, or like what she, you know. Again, like we talked about with. The producers are being intimidating and controlling the casting, and again, it's also like her own perspective of herself of like, oh, I'm the victim in this, and like all that other stuff. So it could all be bullshit. Because most victims don't hire hitmans, but to kill their ex-lovers.
Yeah,
or maybe they do. I'm just not in the market, so I don't know.
Could be. Anyone want to shout out other scenes before I continue talking?
I like that the monster man came back. The dumpster.
Monster.
Is she the monster?
What's your question?
Like, is she in makeup?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you know who that is?
Clearly not.
Do you know The Conjuring, the nun? That is the same actress.
Oh.
Wow.
That plays the nun.
No.
That's
Isn't that
kind of
interesting?
cool.
Okay.
Are those the only acting credits?
But
I have no idea.
I don't know, but I think this design is really interesting.
Oh yeah,
really cool.
Yeah,
very frightening.
Booga booga, right around the corner.
The way they kind of slide out,
it's crazy.
Oh, I love the way Fischler plays that. So I guess let's talk about that scene.
Yeah.
So the way that builds. And I love how it just kind of starts in like the middle of the conversation.
Yep.
And he's just kind of like, so I had to, I'm having this recurring dream, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, and I looked at you over there, the way he says it. And I look over and it scares me because I can see that you're scared. And then he fucking turns his shoulder and he's there paying and he sees it in his eyes and he's like, oh, fuck.
Yep.
And it's just so interesting. There's so many layers to dig into in this simple scene. But when he walks out and the way that the camera is like, as you're moving, it's like turning, like his POV and the stairs. And then it comes around and you just see him like sweating coming up here. And just instantly, heart attack, dead.
Yeah. That scene also, Ozzy, this might resonate more with you. It reminded me of the scene from Rick and Morty when where he's in the dream and he's in the diner was Showbiz or whatever. I don't know if it is. And with it reminded me of that a lot when it's those two talking about.
That's
the
interesting.
dream.
That might
is this not an homage to this?
Yeah. I think it is.
That's
it has to be.
It has to be.
Talking about a dream in the diner.
Yeah.
It has to be.
And I was like, oh, because obviously I'd never seen this before, so I wouldn't know. I was like, oh, that's really funny.
This really reminds me of Rick and Morty.
Yeah, it did.
It's like,
I think
Baby vibes.
I think it's actually. I think Mulholland Drive is in the title of the episode. Not mistaken.
Well, sounds like you figured it out.
Yeah, quite the mystery.
I need to go watch that again.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Billy Ray Cyrus.
Okay.
So this scene, first of all, we talked a little bit about it, but the way that he arrives home, walks in,
sees the car, knows it's there.
Yep. He looks at Gene Clean, goes in, and the look on his wife's face, arms crossed, looking at him. Well, now you've done it. And I love, he starts freaking out. He doesn't freak out. He goes, grabs paint, starts pouring it into the jewelry box.
Grabs the jewelry box first, and then pulls it out with him.
And
so I was wondering what he's going to do with it.
And the way Billy Ray Cyrus is just like, hey, you better get out of here, buddy. Like, he's just like talking to him.
Well, he said something in the bedroom, too.
He's like, why don't you just go?
Yeah,
like,
something like that. It's just like, oh, come on, dude. And then, his wife's hitting him.
Yeah.
And then he gets back. He's like, hey, don't treat your wife like that.
Yeah.
And like, motherfucker.
Clocks him.
Yeah. And then he gets one punched later.
The pink paint pouring it
into
on the jewelry.
I would have never thought of
what
that.
a specific thought to have.
Yeah.
And he's getting pink paint everywhere.
Because I just thought he was going to take it and be like, I'm going to go get rid of this jewelry.
It's so insane.
No, I'm just going to ruin it.
And he keeps that shirt on for a while.
He does.
Well, he
he
didn't take
he
any
meets
clothing
Cowboy
down.
in it. He meets Cowboy in that.
He
shit.
got into the Boxster with painted.
He
painted
did.
shit, which,
He did.
I feel like the jewelry paint
Um,
thing must have actually happened in Lynch's personal life at some point.
that'd be
It's too
really
specific.
funny. It is so specific.
So we talked a lot about this scene where the mobsters come in to meet with the producers, and they're saying like, you got to recast the part. But I know Ozzy said it didn't work for him. But Badalamenti, the way that they talk about the espresso, and they're all so nervous about the espresso. It's like,
it was
we
very.
got you a great, trust me, it's one of the best.
Yeah.
And he brings it over and he puts it in his mouth.
The way he spits it out is
He
so
doesn't even
gross.
swallow it. He just like lets it fall out of his mouth. He's like spinning
The
his
napkin.
face around into the napkin.
Well,
It's so
well, didn't they
good.
bring him the napkin too? Like almost
Yes.
knowing that was going to happen. It felt like
Yes.
he's done this before.
It's so good. I fucking love that shit.
It was really
I
good.
love that shit.
Because also then you just have Kessler's face, just like
Yeah. He's like, what the fuck is going on?
yeah.
Uh,
And I think like that's the kind of stuff in this movie that like gives you the hints of like you're not crazy.
this is not real life.
Hang around. Like
Yeah.
you're getting peaks of it.
I mean, obviously the cowboy scene.
Yeah. Like
Pretty strange.
so when he's walking to that corral,
yeah.
I'm like, that light's gonna like flicker on and like literally like I'm like, okay, I know exactly what's going on. I did like when he smashed up the limo.
Yeah, it's
That
pretty
was
good.
really cool.
It's
And
pretty
he just
good.
had the little golf club.
Oh, it sticks it in the little thing.
Like that's what it's for. LA Road Rage.
Yeah.
Because then when he gets home, he puts it back
Yeah,
away.
he does. But yeah, the cowboy scene I love. I it's such a small performance, but I think
Yeah.
it's so good. The way he's like taunting him.
Yeah.
He's like, would you say that a man's, what does he say? Like the way a man acts,
The man's attitude.
attitude, like controls his life or
Yeah,
says
yeah.
something like that. And he's like, yes. He's like, why did you say yes? Are you saying yes because you agree with me? Or are you saying yes because you think that's what I want to hear?
Yeah.
He's like, I agree with you.
I was like, say it.
So what did I
Then
say?
he repeats it back accurately. And you're like, all right, cool. Yeah.
That whole monologue is
was so
good. And
was so
his
good.
face, and you could tell he's just not buying it.
Yeah.
But he knows he has to go along with it.
Yeah. And like the fact that he like repeated it and didn't just yes him was like, oh, okay. Like,
Yeah.
but it is funny because like obviously before you know what's going on with that scene, so debatably we still don't know. It could have like it almost felt like it also could have been like just someone from the studio dressed up as a cowboy to do that bit out there, and it's just like a crazy thing, like
Yeah. Oh,
just to fuck with him.
it's so good.
Yeah,
Or filming a western on the lot next door. And, hey, come on over.
exactly. Breaks over.
That's the kind of shit that makes Hollywood weird, though, is because that, like, there is actual, like, ranches on Mulholland Drive.
Oh yeah.
And it's because it used to be a place to film westerns, and now it's an actual functional ranch because they don't use it for that anymore. It's just so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like that's why that's the kind of shit where it's like he's thinking about all this weird shit, and he's basically like, I just have a bunch of feelings here about, and let's get them all out here on this movie.
Yeah, and that's something I'm sure like a lot of people from LA or who've been to LA appreciate as well, is like even like go around the back and like you have access to the roads like that, like the way the alleys are and everything like that. And then even when after the car crash where she walked away from very casually as someone who has been in a car accident, not near
You know what that first scene that scene, the car crash scene, reminded me of was Men in Black 2, when because she kind of looks like the sexy alien bad guy in that one, and it's like she crash lands and she goes into the city. That's exactly what it
That's
reminded
so
me.
fun.
That is really funny.
That is hysterical.
But yeah, then just cutting down like the wine instead of walking down the road, she
Going.
cuts through the woods because you're like, oh, I'm not going through all the wines. And sleeping off a concussion, medically a great idea.
Yep. Well, Betty says, you shouldn't go to sleep.
Like,
I just need a couple hours.
Yeah. Might get a couple more than you bargained for.
Yeah. So We talked through the Hitman scene. I'm trying to think of other big stuff. The Club Silencio thing we should talk a little more about. And the transition. So let's just go through that a little bit.
Yeah.
So she wakes up, eyes wide open, Silencio. And she even says, no hay banda. And then she figures out where they need to go. So they get in the cab, they go.
2 a.m.
Yep. And the whole scene setup is so good. And the thing, I don't know if you guys clocked this, but when they're talking about the girl is still missing, right? Phone rings. You just see the arm grab the phone. There's like a light on this phone. And it's like arm hang up. And then someone else's phone rings. They pick it up and, oh, the girl's still missing, whatever. So two people you see. You see the guy's arm, right? And then you see the guy that runs the hotel that Kesha goes to when he has no more money.
Yeah, cookies.
That guy is at Club Silencio introducing Rebecca Del Rio. And the guy that's with him is the arm guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And it's just weird shit like that I appreciate.
I felt like
it makes it feel like there's...
like a connection. Yeah, I feel like that's what that was. Yeah, like we were coming all to like, oh, this is all related to this. Yeah.
So they do the thing, and the presentation of this is excellent because the look of the stage, the look of all the stuff going on, the blue-haired lady, there's just so much shit going on. And then when he's giving his spiel and the guy comes out with the trumpet.
Yeah, the muted trumpet.
And then like goes like this as the trumpet continues to be played.
Yeah.
Like, so fun, so silly.
No, it was great.
Really good. And then, like I said, the way, the look and the thunder, and he's bringing down the thunder, and she's crying and shaking.
Yeah.
And then it's like Rebecca Del Rio giving that amazing performance. And they're crying and crying. And it's like...
And then she drops. And you're like,
and they got to take her away. It's so fucking good, man. Yeah. Like the mood of that and everything that they're doing, it's really fucking good.
Such a good scene.
Really good. And then she pulls out the box and like, we got to get home and get that key from your purse with all the money in it.
Yeah.
And the way that plays out, when they get home and Rita grabs the thing and is like, Betty?
Disappears.
Betty? And she's going, that feeling.
Wearing the wig.
Oh, it's so fucking good, man. That like bit of her just not being there.
Yeah.
And then like she opens the box and the camera goes into the box and then we pull out into the reality. Like that little bit, it like gives me the chills like to think about. It's so fucking good in what it's going for.
So once she first donned her blonde wig, I was like, oh, there's some sort of Fight Club thing going on here. Was my first like reaction. I'm like, oh, they're there's like a similar together thing, and so that's why like, when that happened I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like there's only one of them.
So my read has always been much more on the wish fulfillment side.
Okay.
Because everything in the dream is Rita relying on Betty.
Yeah.
Betty is running the show. She's helping her out. She's saving her butt. And there's no way Diane believes that she's always saving Camilla.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to me, it's less of a perception thing. And again, this is a complete interpretation, but it's less of my own self-perception and more of this is what I wish. Like this is like a fantasy.
No. I get what you're saying, but I think like she, again, like I think it's again not one for one. Like this is how my life went, or this is how a representation of it. Whereas like it becomes almost like an episode of like if she was gonna write like, oh, in our love story and all this stuff, like we're solving this whole thing, and like I think that was more of the aspect of that more than like their relationship dynamic actually being like that. Like I didn't.
And that's why you get the when you do have the sex scene and she's like, I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's so over the top and ridiculous. And if you didn't get it before then, you're certainly understanding what's going on.
There's a lot of signs.
Yeah. But I just think that's a really good like capper
Yeah. No, I think
before the big Club Silencio scene. Like I think that's
as you get closer to that, it starts ramping it up a little more, for sure. In scenes like that, and you're like, oh, okay. And even like, when they are going to check on Diane's house,
yeah.
and they're like, oh, well, we switched apartments, and she's like, I'm gonna come with you, and you're like, suspect.
Yeah.
Like,
What's so funny
hold
about
on, I gotta take this phone call real quick.
what's so funny about the scene where they sleep together is that she invites her to sleep in her bed, right? And they argue for a second about it, and then she just takes her clothes off. All right, I'm coming to bed.
Yeah, she was already in a towel. Yeah, we talked about.
That's the shit. That's why it's, I don't know.
That's why it's like, oh yeah, you should be putting something together at this point.
It's really good. Something that I absolutely love is at the end of this movie. So I love the whole end bit where she's like backing up as the little old people are chasing her.
Yeah.
And then she shoots, and then the smoke comes up around the bed. Like the way that looks is so cool to me. And then the scene of the super washed out, brightly lit, smiling, her face and the old people's faces lit in the foreground of
LA. Yeah.
God, that shit is good, man.
I mean, they did a lot of like cut to the Hollywood sign. I feel like
They did.
yeah, so
Yeah,
it was
quite a
very
few times.
representative of that. Like it was not subtle. It was like, guys, but
Or
yeah,
like hella A, am I right?
exactly. There was like a thing where I was like, I wonder if like this was gonna be like, oh, the play they put on is Mulholland Drive, and it's like the hyper version of that is like of the events, and like the dream sequence was going to be like a play or something that they put on of like events that happened, and then you're going to break out of it and see everyone, like kind of how we did, but like actually a play instead of Crazy Men.
Yeah, I could see that. You know what the thing is, though, and especially...
No, I'm glad they didn't.
Anybody that watches... Like, if you guys decide to dip in for any more Lynch, especially with Twin Peaks: The Return, you will realize that the guy just loves to do shit that you're like, nobody else in the world would make this decision.
Yeah.
Like, he loves to just do...
I mean, the pink paint with the jewelry
It's
is
just
like an example of that.
So interesting.
Yeah.
And so Sherilyn Fenn, who played Audrey Horne in Twin Peaks, has said in an interview that this show was supposed to star her as a spin-off from Twin Peaks, where she was going to be a movie star. Okay. She was leaving Twin Peaks to go to LA and be a movie star. And Lynch kind of is like, yeah, what is it? I don't remember. And, you know, that sort of deal. So I don't know the veracity of that.
Yeah.
But she is in Twin Peaks: The Return.
As a movie star.
In the... I cannot even explain it. It's a very unique show, but her whole part is about like she can't remember anything.
Oh.
And it's like she's like, I gotta get out of here. And it's like she probably gets like 10 minutes of screen time total, but it's like between 10 episodes.
Oh wow.
It's just like a little glimpse into what's going on, and you never get any resolution for what she's going through. And it's like, that's the kind of shit where it's just like, yeah, he's inscrutable many times just to make you feel a certain way.
That's funny.
Anything we missed? There's certainly more things that I want to talk about, but
Question about David Lynch, since you're the professional.
Professional.
Expert, I think is the right word.
So Dune's obviously an adaptation, but
Yeah.
his earlier movies, well, I guess this is one of his latest ones, Mulholland Drive. But are most of them original, both writer and director, with Eraserhead?
No, not always. He's mixed. So Eraserhead is original, written and directed. Elephant Man is an adaptation. Wild at Heart is an adaptation. Blue Velvet, I think, is original. Lost Highway is original. Obviously, Twin Peaks and Twin Peaks: The Return and Fire Walk with Me they're originals, but they're also co-written by Mark Frost, who did all of Twin Peaks with him. And then this and Inland Empire are original. So pretty good mix, I would say. But yeah, it's always strange when he does adapt. It's certainly not like a straightforward adaptation.
Makes sense.
Elephant Man, I guess, kind of is, and Straight Story is based on a real event.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's mixed. And a lot, no matter, Straight Story and Elephant Man have plenty of Lynchian quirks, but they're much, much, much more traditional, straightforward narratives than the majority of his stuff. And that includes some of the adaptations like Twin Peaks or Wild at Heart. So for me, as I'm thinking about the movie and things that we may have missed or want to talk about, I don't want to just be the guy that keeps digging into small shit because I've seen the movie a million times. Is there anything like important that you guys feel like you want to talk about? I'll mention Michael J. Anderson, who's from Twin Peaks. He's I don't know why I'm blanking. This is a really bad thing to blank on. But
with that wind up too.
Yeah, it's damn. He is it's not the right word. You can't say midget or dwarf.
It's little
What's
person?
the word? Little person?
Yeah.
Is that what we were using?
That's the one we're using.
I don't think so. I'm missing a word. But Michael J. Anderson is a little person who, in this movie, he plays the guy behind the glass in like the chair.
Mm-hmm.
And they made him a bodysuit of a regular person. That's why he looks so strange sitting in that chair. You know who I'm talking about with the little microphone? Where the like producer goes and talks to him.
Yeah.
And he's like sitting in this chair.
Yeah,
I thought he was just supposed to be a disabled person.
I thought he was the leader of the mob or whatever he's supposed to be. Yeah.
Right. But those scenes are so interesting because he's a little person in a larger person's suit.
Yeah.
Which is just really
weird.
And it's that's what he's going for is these interesting setups. But I just,
part of the surrealness. I would say surreality.
That is the thing.
Yeah, not the way I said it though.
That's true. I just love that setup because it's so bizarre.
Yeah,
they're like coming over to the thing, and he's like
the glass.
strangely lit.
That's why I also assumed it was some sort of disability, like because there was like a glass barrier, maybe.
But there's someone in there with him.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. That's, it's funky.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else for you guys? Again, I don't want to just
no. Yeah.
Monopolize it.
I'm trying to think of what I missed. I think I've touched on. I mean, I really enjoyed that hitman scene.
It's really good.
It's just a lot. There's just so
very
much
good.
visual in this movie, so it's hard to just.
Yeah. I really did like the whole like blue key, blue box thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cool looking key.
I wasn't sure if there was like. Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was like a bigger meaning to the box being blue or anything like that, but I was like, oh, it's cool. It reminded me of like the stuff you'd have in like an older like Hellraiser type movie. And so you're like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And just to see something like that with like a funky key, because then like in the later sequence, it's just a regular ass key painted blue versus like this weird shapen thing, and you're like, oh, everything again more fantastical.
Yeah, and I think some of the stuff, if we want to wrap, if you don't have anything, Oz, some of the stuff I just want to shout out is when we're in that second sequence with Diane and the way they do the car sequence again, but she's in the back. And she's like, we don't stop here. And they say the same thing. And then it's like, we got a surprise for you. And she's freaking out.
Yeah.
The way and again, Naomi Watts in this final third as Diane feels like a completely different person.
It is essentially,
but the way that she plays that scene, it's like she's on edge in a totally different way than Laura Herring's playing being scared and on edge.
Yeah.
Which just gives so much character to this movie because she's like freaking out. Like she's clearly like a live wire type of person, like fucked up.
Yeah.
Like raw nerve. And I love the way she plays that. And then Camilla comes walking out.
Yeah.
And the way that they walk into the party
through the back.
And I can't emphasize enough the scene with Kesher and Camilla in the car and the way he plays that slimy director of like, you got to do it like this, right?
Turn the lights off.
Let her fall into you. Let her fall into you. And then she says, can Diane stay?
Yeah.
Knowing what's about to happen.
Oh, yeah.
That shit is so good, man. It's so good.
And to see that happen, and you're like, that's insane. Because I've never seen that actually happen on set where a director
clear the set,
where a director sits in and makes out with the lead actress or actor. I have not seen that, luckily. That's like,
it's just so like
sleazeball.
It's so well done, and it's like to me, it's all about delayed gratification in this movie, and to get to that point and see some of these scenes, it just like hits you like a ton of bricks. Like so good, so effective.
I think the acclimation of everything just
yeah,
and then seeing the parallels is pretty great.
Anything else? Are we gonna wrap on Mulholland Drive?
Oz?
Yeah, no, I don't. I think we've covered most all the scenes at this point.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff we could talk about, but I think.
What do you think that we haven't talked about that we should talk about?
No, I think we hit the important stuff, but like I said, there's just so many like small things that I could dig into, but I want to talk about what you guys feel is most important about the movie. So, Oz, it was your first watch. It was on your list.
It was.
What do you think of the movie, and what do you rate it?
Yeah, so like I said, it's definitely a difficult watch in that it requires your attention, and I think it requires repeat viewings. And I think as I was thinking about this before we recorded, on an initial watch, I think I give it 3.5 stars, with the caveat that I know that this movie with another rewatch or 2 rewatches would go up. When I don't have that antsiness when I'm watching the first half, when I don't know what's going on, and I just wanted I want something to happen. I want to know what the hell's happening. So I think taking that out of the equation on subsequent rewatches would elevate this movie for me, because I think as a showcase for Naomi Watts, it's awesome. I mean, it's amazing. And so the acting, at least from her, who gets the most to do, I think I can really appreciate it. And knowing now, having seen it once on a rewatch, I can probably get more down with the weird Lynchyisms.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my review.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Dave.
So I'm very similar in that sense. I wouldn't say and his antsiness, but and knowing what's going on, because you kind of get what's something's gonna happen. I'm not worried about getting there or anything like that. I think it was just the ride along the way was you'd get sparks of brilliance, and then you're the acting, and you're but I know it's better. So I'm gonna give it a 4. I was teetering 3.54, but I think 4 is more accurate. And I don't know if I don't know if I see myself sitting down and watching this a lot again. I think it's worth the watch if you are a film person. I would not recommend this to a casual viewer. I don't think that's something.
Well,
no, I mean it's a challenging movie.
The other thing I wanted to say is that as I sat with it for 2 days, and then as we've talked about it today, and as I was listening to other people talk
really
about
helped me too.
It made me appreciate it more than when I turned the movie off initially. So yeah, I think it's just a movie, and you said this last time, right, Dan? That you need to sit with this one for a bit before you can really make up your mind about it.
I watched it today. But I get it. Like I got the movie for sure. It's just one specific thing that hurts me like really bad.
Yeah. Well,
but otherwise, great movie.
You guys are just a couple of Philistines.
I think the nudity was good because
appreciated it.
No, because like I feel like you don't get that like casual nudity in movies anymore, and not that it's like, oh, you need it, but there's like a level of like reality to it, whereas opposed to like everyone sleeping in their fully clothed, and it's like after you just had sex, it's like that's a little weird, right?
The
like,
American Pie.
I don't normally get dressed right after sex. Again, little things. But no, a lot of talent on the screen and behind the screen, clearly in this movie, and that's why it's so like waiting for it to break out for me. And I get it, and it pays off, but I do think 2 hours is a lot to ask. I don't think it's nothing. If it was a half hour quicker, maybe.
I just need to. I will always say, when you say it like that, it sounds like the movie is bad for 2 hours, and that's what frustrates me. Is there's so much good stuff that like, why do you say it like that? To wait 2 hours? It's like, for what? You're getting good shit.
No. For it to turn like it turns into a different movie at that mark.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But
I
like,
don't know.
No.
I listen. This is obviously a deeply personal movie for me that I love.
But I just want to make clear that I'm not saying it's bad for 2 hours. I'm saying the acting for 2 hours is rough for me. When you can tell that they're doing it on purpose too, is what hurts. That's what.
Yeah, and I wasn't saying that it's a shit movie for 2 hours and then you have a great last act. It was because I didn't know what I was watching, that I frustrated, I think is too hard a word, but I didn't know what I was getting, so I was just sitting and not appreciating what I was watching as I was watching it until I get to that.
You were too busy being tossed around to appreciate the other stuff. Okay, I get that.
I think obviously 5-star masterpiece for me.
I would assume,
but
that would have been
best
really,
movie of all time.
Really funny if you didn't.
The thing for me that I will always care most about in a movie is for me to be surprised and challenged and truly like not know what's happening or what's coming is the thing that I crave.
That's not what's bothering me about the film.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm speaking Ozzy's point.
Fair, fine.
Like that is I crave that. I want that.
Yeah.
Like that is the fun for me. Like there is no like, I can't wait to see it again so I can get it. It's more like I'm so excited that I don't get it right now, and I'm like along for the ride and like waiting for every single thing around each corner, and like that's where it comes down to personal taste stuff, right? And I think when you think about, I do think there's a wide gap with this movie between, critical reception. I mean, that's I said it at the top, but like, Sight and Sound's 100 greatest movies of all time, right? As aggregated by 500 film critics, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is like number 4 or something, right? It's like there's a reason why it's like people really respond to this movie, and I do think if you show this to your average viewer, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?
Yeah,
I don't want to watch this shit.
Yeah,
like this is not good." And you guys fall somewhere in the middle, and I will always be closer to that other side of it. Just because of what is important to me and what like moves me in art, and that's like what I want, you know. Like I just those are the things that are important to me, and obviously, I love what Lynch is doing here. So all the weird shit is my reason to be here. You know, it's like like I'm in it for all that shit.
And honestly, that's what makes that first 2 hours like able to like keeps you in it or keeps you around for what you're around for. But I'm just saying, like, the intentional bad acting is so rough on me.
Shouldn't Eggers review?
It really is.
No, but it's like because I've seen it and like
But what do you because you've seen it? It's annoying to you. That doesn't make any sense.
I've seen it so close, and like I've been pushed in. Like I've been told to do scenes like that. And it's unwatchable. Like it's almost like it's basically unwatchable to me. Like to see playback of that is like there are projects I'm in, I will not name, that have that level of acting in it for real. Like that's what's out there, and I can't watch it. And that's why the first 2 hours get rough on this for me. That's what it is. I like a lot of the stuff they're doing. To do that and like to me is like a little it's just rough. It's personal. It's fine. I appreciate the movie and especially what they do in it, but it's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
for me.
Yeah,
but like not just like it's like that's uncomfortable.
And I think I believe that there are people that will say that's uncomfortable and I like that, and there are people that will say that's uncomfortable and I can't watch that.
I think there are two different types of uncomfortable that you're talking about.
No. Okay. I'm talking about different perceptions of the same type of uncomfortable.
Okay.
Like if you know that I'm using that as a tool intentionally, I can say I appreciate that how uncomfortable that makes me feel as an actor. I appreciate how I'm on edge because this is something that I've seen and it bothers me, and I can see that you're using that intentionally as a tool.
I think in dosages, yes. I think
that's where I'm saying that's
for the distance. It's a lot.
I mean, listen, all that I'm going to say is there are people that are actors that would say this is one of their favorite movies, right? So that's all I'm trying to say is I think it's like how much, like, are you going to view that as something that bothers you, or are you going to view that as something that I understand and see the intentionality behind it? That's all that I'm saying.
And I get it, but like that's a lot.
And I get it.
That's my point.
All right, favorite scenes, Oz?
I mean, we covered it. The acting scene.
Audition?
The audition, yeah. I guess there is a lot of acting.
Yeah, it's really good.
But I think
the acting scene in the movie.
I think the other one is the
you're taking someone else's favorite scene now.
Fine.
How interesting.
Let's see.
Interesting.
Maybe. We don't know what he's going to say.
I was about to say your favorite scene.
Is he?
No, he said the couch one before.
All right, what do you got?
No, I was going to talk about her in the car with Justin Theroux, with Naomi Watts watching them.
Yeah, really good. Really good scene.
Yeah.
What do you got, Dave?
Mine is the making the coffee, the realization, and then over the couch, and then there's one more thing, but yeah, that scene is like that whole
incredible.
Round the house thing is really great.
Yeah. I'll say Club Silencio.
Great scene.
It's the audition for me, but my Club Silencio will be my my backup.
Next.
I just think it's so good, and Rebecca Del Rio's performance of that is so strong.
Yeah.
Like, she has an amazing voice, number one, but for her to do that lip syncing to that level and then to pass out and for it to be going, like, she really is incredible.
Yeah.
Lynch like has quotes saying like, I've never seen anyone lip sync like that. It blew my mind.
You forget.
Yeah.
You forget, even though you just
because it's that powerful.
I literally watching the movie.
Yeah.
Everything's fake. Everything's fake. Everything's fake, and you fall for it, or I fell for it.
It's pretty good.
I fell for it.
It's pretty good. Best performance, Oz. This one's probably.
I think we're all in.
Yeah. Tough not to say Naomi Watts in this.
Yeah.
This is like one of the great performances in my opinion. And it is the transition to Diane, and you're like, that's just a different human.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. And you can pick up so quickly that it's intentionally bad acting. And it's just like, okay, I got it. And that's impressive.
And
then
my
it's like,
God.
enough. I just, that's just where I was. But
okay, obviously this is going at number 1 on my list. I'll read my current list. My current list is There Will Be Blood, The Handmaiden, The Iron Giant, Jackie Brown, Annie Hall, Titanic, Saving Private Ryan, Blazing Saddles, The Sixth Sense, and Fantastic Mr. Fox. So for me, Fantastic Mr. Fox is off my list, and Mulholland Drive will take the number 1 spot, bumping everything else down 1. Dave, I have you currently. There Will Be Blood at 1, The Handmaiden at 2, The Iron Giant 3, Jackie Brown at 4, Annie Hall at 5, Fantastic Mr. Fox at 6, Titanic at 7, Cure at 8, Shaun of the Dead at 9, and The Sixth Sense at 10. Does this crack your top 10?
so I was thinking about this one too. I am going to put it at 10.
Okay.
And
Are you bumping The Sixth Sense?
I will bump The Sixth Sense.
Okay.
I enjoy The Sixth Sense. I would say more consistently, but I think the heights of this are much higher for me.
I think that's fair. So that takes the 10 spot.
Yeah.
Oz, your current list is Jackie Brown at 1, Cure at 2, The Handmaiden 3, The Iron Giant 4, Saving Private Ryan 5, Titanic at 6, Blazing Saddles 7, A Few Good Men 8, Fantastic Mr. Fox at 9, and Annie Hall at 10. Does this crack your 10?
I will put it at 8. Bumping
8?
number 10.
Okay. All right.
That's crazy.
So that takes Annie Hall off your list. And I will read your new list because the other ones I didn't really need to because they were at the top and the bottom. Your new list is Jackie Brown 1, Cure 2, The Handmaiden 3, The Iron Giant 4, Saving Private Ryan 5, Titanic at 6, Blazing Saddles at 7, Mulholland Drive at 8, A Few Good Men 9, Fantastic Mr. Fox 10. Oh, that's weird. I thought I deleted Annie Hall.
No, he gets 11 though.
All right.
I was watching it too while you did it.
We got our current lists. And now I believe we're back at my list.
I think you're right.
So start thinking of, I'll read my list as you guys consider your nominations, but I still have on my list.
Hold on before you start.
Okay.
What number go round is this? 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is only our second go around.
After our favorites.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. That's all I want to know.
Okay. I will read my list. I have Strange Days, The Fugitive, The Firm, A History of Violence, The Fly, Clerks, Source Code, The Abyss, Dog Day Afternoon, Princess Bride, and Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I know what I want Dan to watch.
I'm excited to watch some of these.
All right, I have 2 in my mind. So Ozzy, you want to go first,
Sure.
and then you have pick of whatever you want.
Sure, I'm going to resubmit Davy's failed pitch on our Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Which one?
Oh.
I think it's spooky season.
Spooky season. Ooh.
Depending on when you're.
This will come out much later than when we're recording.
But you've got to watch the film from the Megalopolis director, Francis Ford Coppola. Before there was Megalopolis, there was Dracula.
Yeah, notorious. That's definitely his most famous film.
For sure.
But I think we have an insane cast. We got Anthony Hopkins. We have Gary Oldman. We have Winona in one of her best roles. And we got Keanu Reeves in a shitty British accent.
I forget he's in that movie.
A lot of
All
people
the time.
wish it was anybody else. But no, this is a good. I mean, you know what you're getting. It's Dracula, but great movie. It's Francis Ford Coppola, and before he kind of fell off, and
It's crazy to say.
I mean,
Probably not wrong, but crazy to say.
one of his last great ones, right?
All right.
I don't know.
Well, let's see what it's all about.
He's
What
still
do you got,
alive,
Dave?
so he might have another great one left in him. I'm gonna go with I don't think this is a very popular movie. And I only saw it pretty recently. It was in like a few years ago. Written by someone we just watched a movie, and directed by their wife at the time. We're gonna go with Strange Days. A little bit of sci-fi.
That's tough.
Written by James Cameron.
That is tough.
It's Cameron season.
It is Cameron
It's
season.
really good. It's not super crazy like Titanic set pieces, but it is a good concept. And at the turn of the millennium, I believe. Pretty grounded, but very, very good. We got Ralph Fiennes, Angela Bassett. I think D'Onofrio's in there. You get a bunch of familiar faces that you see very briefly as well.
That's exciting.
Great movie that surprised the shit out of me when I saw it. I saw it on like a Wednesday night after coming home from the bar, and I was like, holy fuck, this is good. So
It's a good pitch. I very much want to see both of them.
well, eventually.
And we got an interesting wild card here. Strange Days is not currently streaming anywhere, so we will have to seek this movie out.
So I win by default.
Not that should stop us, because that is the one I'm picking.
Nice.
So we're gonna be watching Strange Days. We'll put
I think I did stream it
Dracula back
HBO.
on the burner,
Back in its box.
back in his coffin, and Strange Days is the one we're gonna go with.
Nice. I win again.
So we hope that you'll look forward to that one, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I felt very, very vulnerable in this episode.
You did a good job.
I tried. But yeah, you can find all of our stuff. Obviously, you're listening to this on podcast service of your choice. I still haven't, at the time of this recording, still haven't done legwork to get us on anything other than Spotify. So apologies in advance. One day I'll do that.
It's fun.
And also one day we'll get on video, right?
Yeah. Well, we got to talk. We could talk about that. I mean, obviously we've talked about it, but
Yes.
and we have a YouTube channel with nothing on it, so
We do.
holding down that name.
So maybe you can find us at First Watch Pod on YouTube.
Something like that.
And firstwatchpod@gmail.com if you want to write in, send any questions our way. We'll see what we end up doing with something like that. And on Instagram, we are the First Watch Pod. So find us at all those places. Thank you, Tom, for being here.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Davey, for being here as always.
Always.
And thank you guys out there for listening. Again, hope you enjoyed this strange episode and this strange movie. And until next time, peace.